Are we ready? It's the big test. Are you seeing this?
I'm seeing it.
This is madness. It's like real fire. But look at how clean it is. Like there's not a lick of smoke with it. But we're gonna try and start this thing.
Whoa, do you put it that close? Like, does it need to be that close?
Yeah, because we're
Why?
buddies. Turn off the fan. Shut that off. Open this up. And just. That was so close. Come on! Oh man. I got this like kind of carburetor deal where this is the gas coming through here, but I need to let a certain amount of air in. I don't know how much. You fire that back up and like get it going again. Just.
Well, there was like flamage that just went through there.
Really?
Yeah.
Come on. Okay, let's give that poor thing a break for a minute. This is working. This thing we just connected, but we don't have it dialed in yet. We're close. I'm gonna start this with gasoline right now. Then I'm gonna see if I can cut it over. Because that thing's ready, look at it. Okay, we're gonna work on this. What do you got?
Jerky.
No way.
This one.
Are you
The
sharing?
ultimate.
Ultimate?
The ultimate. That's just about done, hey?
This is ultimate bison jerky.
Yeah.
Okay, that was very good. It was like the right amount of chewy. It's gotta have that right texture, right? Like it's gotta be like a little bit chewy. You don't want it to just like disappear right away, but you don't wanna like chew it forever. Anyways, good job.
Thanks.
Okay, we are back at the gasifier. It is, I'm pretty sure, so close to running the generator, but there's too much moisture. I know that because we just opened it up and there's literally like water, like a moat around the wood. Show me what you got in there. Oh yeah, look at that. So that's only like a quarter cup, but that's a lot of moisture. So the hot gas comes out and goes through this kind of radiator, and the moisture is supposed to collect down there. But there's also inside here, we'll show you this in the inside again. You can also go back, right? This is the second video. You got to go back to the first video where we assembled this whole thing and you can see the guts of it. Essentially, we got at least 2 levels of tests here. The gasifier is making good gas, like it's working. But it might still have too much moisture in it, which is like a wood problem, a fuel problem. But the generator's like almost, it's close. So what we did was filled up the gasifier yesterday, right to the top. And we ran it for like 15, 20 minutes. We knew it was probably gonna be too much moisture. And it was. It wouldn't really run the Jenny. I don't have a moisture meter, but the wood must be like 14, 15, 16% moisture. It's just too much. But I'm hoping we dried it in there and then it works right now. So we're just trying to run the generator. That's stage 1. After stage 1, stage 2 is gonna be very exciting. That's where we charge the house and we find out how much electricity we're gonna make out of each pound of wood. It's going in there. Look at that, you can even see moisture on the window. So the book says you need to have 10% moisture content or less in the wood. I have no idea what this is. We're gonna try a thing where we dry it kind of by the wood stove in here, but in the future we're gonna need like a little bit of more of a process. Less than 5 minutes, we got good flame there. I ran this for a couple minutes just to warm it up. So now we're gonna try a live cutover. So I'm gonna get this started and then I'm gonna kill the fuel and open up the fuel to the new thing. Okay, so we ready? Let's get this going. almost got it. There we go. I can see there's still tons of moisture. I just think that's the problem. It's always usually a couple problems, right? One is I don't know how to set this up. Like I don't know how much air I should let in. Like this one lets in the gas from the gasifier, but this one lets in just combustion oxygen. So I've got it shut so that I'm just sucking pure gas to make sure it's like getting sucked in. But then I'm opening this to a certain level. I don't know what that should be. Add on to that, maybe the gas has got too much water in it, and then. What's amazing is this gas is just cold. It's coming out of there, it's 800 degrees, and this is just cold. Here we go, we got this thing trucking again. That only took a minute. Okay, we're gonna try and do a live cutover again. I really think it'd be helpful if we got this generator kind of up to speed to suck in the fuel. So let's try it again, and I'll try and actually turn this gasifier gas on before I turn the gasoline off. So fuel on. I'm no engine expert, so I don't know what the problem is. It kind of seems like it starts when I choke the air off, but I don't know. I might just be making that up in my mind. It sure seemed to run a long time after I cut the fuel off, and I know there's some residual gasoline, but it seemed to run longer. There we go. You see that? That is the moat around the upper part of the burn chamber. We're opening it all up. We're opening up all the different spots that can be opened. And there's just moisture everywhere. In fairness to Steve, he told us this. He's like, you have to use super dry wood. And so right away, I just used whatever wood I had. So I'm not too surprised. This is actually pretty good. It's good to know for sure, right? People can tell you stuff, but you don't always believe everyone, right? You gotta like test things out. So that's full of water. We just opened this up and put a little valve on there. And let's see, that got us a third of a cup. I don't know why it's purple. That is interesting to me. Okay, this is the first time we're opening up this guy. Oh, there's like actually water in the cap. Okay, so there's water in the filter housing. We'll probably open this right up and get in there. The air inlet, there's moisture there. We're gonna maybe open up this for the first time. Hey, the clean out for the reactor down here. We should see what's down there. Whoa, it's just like a steam room in here. It's wild, eh? This is dry firewood we're using, but it's not dry. The hay is wet. We're going to replace that hay. Yeah, and there's like a lake on the bottom. We have a shop vac contraption. It's like a snuffleupagus. Oh yeah, wow. That's right. We built a mouse trap sort of device to dry our wood. And we finally have the technology to test the moisture in our wood. Check this out. We got a little moisture meter. What do we got? 16.6% in the middle. Try the edge. 20.4. Here, try one of these little ones was drier. It's not even alarming at us. It says it's, oh, this is so dry. It's 15%. Okay, so this fall, we got a ton of beautiful standing dead spruce. And the problem is we didn't totally process it in time, and it did get some snow on it before we stacked it up. Most of it is all bucked, split for firewood, and it's been burning great in our wood stove. However, we left a whole bunch long lengths, like 10, 12 footers, and the plan was just dice them up into discs like this, And then we could easily smash them into little chunks. Definitely the outside of this stuff is wet because of that snow. But even the inside, like I just bucked this up. It's been covered ever since. The center shouldn't have changed and it's 15%. That's crazy. So we have to build this thing. We got a garbage can, metal, drilled a whole bunch of holes in the bottom just so that we could get airflow. And then we suspended it above the wood stove, but not right above the wood stove. But it's still gonna get lots of heat flow up and through there. We got a little pulley up there. Just hooked on a bolt. Let's see what we got. Yeah, it's just enough to top up this back. So we got some like shop scraps. We got lots of our wood chunks. So you want to test these, Christina? Here we go. We got 5 different pieces. It's not registering. That means it's pretty low. This thing should only work to 5%. But I'd rather see it say 5 or 6%. I checked some of these yesterday and they were like 5.5, 5.4%. So did they dry even that much? Try one of these shop pieces. 5, 6, oh, 7. So I think if it's above 5, it's gonna tell us. Even before we were hanging them up to dry like this, we were just kind of like drying them inside, and I feel like they were a lot drier than 15 or 16%. And the gasifier like seemed to work amazing, but we still haven't got the generator running. It'll run, but not like forever. So let's try with our newly dried, super dry, 5% dry wood chunks. That's ready. You turn that valve off, I'll open this and starting it, and you turn the fan off, okay? Okay, shut it. This. Where's that water coming from?
Oh, we didn't empty the hose last time. Oh my goodness.
That's not helpful at all. Oh, come on. I don't know what it wants. There we go. Come on. Want more air or less air?
Oh my goodness.
I don't get this. There's like a river of water coming out of there. You can't get drier wood. This stuff was all sub 5%. The only thing that I can think of is that our filter was wet. And like we're driving moisture out of that. I don't know. You know, this thing doesn't care if there's a bit of moisture. Like if we were running a deep fryer or some sort of boiler,
Yeah.
this would just be burning great, I think. It would work fine. But the engine obviously can't have that much water go through
No,
it.
yeah.
We just need this to extract more water. I don't know. Let's just try it again. We'll see if the water just keeps coming or not.
Not really dripping. Quick, hook up the power.
Good. We got the right cable.
That is good.
Okay, we need the generator to come here. That's the solar. Watch you. Okay, so this is my AC input. I got it set for 20 amps. I'm gonna turn that down to 10 to see if it can do that to start. When we plug it in, it should only draw 10 amps at 240, so that's 2.5 kilowatts. Okay, well that was amazing. We ran for the first time for like 5 minutes. It was powering the light, obviously no problem. We loaded it up to 2 kilowatts, and it didn't
It didn't
survive.
like that.
So I here's the big question. This pipe might be a bit small. I got it down to a 1-inch pipe
Yeah?
because that's kind of what I had lying around. But I might need to up that all to 1.5 inch or 2 inch or something.
It's all over the place, Jeff.
Because it's starting to load it and then this thing's dying.
Oh.
It's all working except this thing's stalling out because this is kind of like a carburetor. At idle, it's going to take a certain amount of fuel from here and air from here. But as soon as you load it up, it needs like a different air-fuel mixture of some sort, which I can control here. Okay, at this point, we're so close. We just need to like tune it up. Maybe we have to go to a bigger pipe here. I don't know what we can do with the moisture at this point. You could have a condensate in this pipe and it would capture a lot of this water still. Because it's obviously can't be going in here. Like, this is terrible. It's still running, but imagine if there was no moisture in it. It'd be running amazing. So maybe we need to just talk to Steve. That might be our next step. Look at this palace you've constructed. The future home of our wood gasifier and generator. All safe from the snow and the rain. Looks kind of cute. I think it'll last for a few years. 6-7%. I think Steve's book says below 10%. So we're gonna throw this in there. We're gonna mix it with some of our homemade charcoal. And we're gonna probably keep out some of the bigger chunks because we need to get this thing working and then we can massage the fuels a little bit. We also built a new adapter for our generator air box. So we just kind of threaded that in a tiny bit and sealed it. It's super heavy, so we tied it off. The other thing we did, I don't think I can show you, we changed the choke plate. Right at the bottom of that burn chamber, there's just like a hole, and it's made from a stainless, really thick stainless steel plate. So we reduced that from 4-inch to 3-inch, because Steve said. I'm hoping we power the house right now. Okay, some of the smaller stuff. Throw some charcoal in there. It's like Oreo cookie mix. So for whatever reason, we haven't been able to make this thing run on pure charcoal, which I didn't think you would be able to anyways, but I saw Steve do it, and he said starting with pure charcoal is a great way. And it like gets hot and burns. I can't get the flare to light. Like you can tell it's flammable, but it won't stay lit. There's lots of variability here that I don't know. So I'm just trying some different things. Anyways. And what I'm trying right now is we got the wood pieces. We've really selected a lot smaller pieces. That might be an average size right there. And I'm mixing in some charcoal. I'm confident we're gonna make gas. The question is, are we gonna make electricity? It's red in there. Okay, we're starting the timer. 5 minutes and 40 seconds. 825 degrees Celsius. Inside, right there. And you can put your hand over it. Right there. Is it warmer than your hand or cooler?
It's about the same.
Are we ready? It's the big test. Gas is off. Wood gas fully on. Outside air, I'm gonna crank that down a bit. Let's see what happens. So cut that off, open this up. Here we go. It's dying slowly. I wish I knew more about engines in general. I might be able to know whether my air fuel mix is bad. I don't know if I should turn down the gas a little bit. That was it, 5 amps. That was working. So it's set to 5 amps right now, and it's charging at 5 amps. Whoa. That's it. 17 amps on the DC side. That's the Jenny on wood gas right now. Oh. What?
Pop.
The solar's These need to not die now.
Don't die!
I like touched one thing for like a second.
It's dripping.
Look at the water coming out of there. It's crazy. I just don't understand that. Okay, I'm just gonna see if this thing can just idle with just that light for like an extended period of time without plugging it into the charger. Okay, that thing's been running for like 5 to 10 minutes now. The only load we have on it is a little work light. So we're gonna plug in the main charging cable. We're gonna have to adjust the gas and the air when it loads up. Let's try it. We're charging 18 amps at 50 volts. Okay, let's see how much power we can get out of it. So right now it's 5 amps at 240 volts. 7. Seems to be running good. I can see if I can get 10 amps. We were so close. Okay, we were at 1,750 watts, roughly, for 5 minutes, and it was running smooth. I upped it, and I didn't get this thing set right. So I'm gonna return it to my idle setting. Hopefully that's a good idle setting. Oh, this thing was still hot, 850 degrees. Let's see if it'll start again. Okay. Okay, we have a plan. We are going to replace the straw in the filter with old cotton rags. I don't think the straw is actually absorbing the moisture. So we are gonna throw a pile of cotton in this filter, and I think that's gonna take out our moisture. And we already figured out, like I think our carburetor valve positions. So we're gonna run another batch right now, and I hope we have the best success ever, which is this thing is gonna run and legitimately charge our system for an amount of time. That's today's goal. It's like a laundry basket. What do you think? What about kitty litter? We should put some of that perlite clay in here. It'll just absorb all the moisture, right? I think so. Let's see if we got some. Okay, bentonite. That's what I was talking about. I wonder if what I said was like asbestos or something. Perlite? Anyways, oh, I don't know about putting this in there. We are going way off script with the kitty litter. But you will find out very shortly what happens. Okay, that'll hold a lot of moisture right there. 7 and something. I mean, that's pretty dry. If we left this longer, we could get it under 5, but we don't have longer. It's like we have right now. Okay, so it's gonna be half little bits of wood and half charcoal, basically. Set it up at my magic settings. Right there, that's open. Smoke should be coming out here. Okay, let's get this thing started again, and maybe it just needs to be primed better. Okay, ready for take 2. Come on! Second, look. We're -7 right now. Crap. I only changed one thing, and that is I put this original little air filter back in, but maybe that's changing the vacuum pressure.
Is it wet?
Might be a little bit. There's definitely a little tiny bit of condensation in here, but it's not like before. Like, this is definitely drier, I would say, so far. It's definitely easier to start right after I shut this down and it's like pushing gas, so I'm just gonna start it again. I got my idle setting. Now I need my power settings, and I haven't figured those out yet. I just don't really know how to adjust it right. I think what happened was we changed that filter medium. That affected like the airflow. So now that affected my valve settings from the other day. Maybe I don't have enough flow through that filter now that I packed it with cotton. It also did not stop the water. It seemed to stop it for a while, but now there's just like tons of water in there still. Like that wood is less than 10% and half of it's charcoal. So practically speaking, you can't really get less water in there. So this is the fuel I need to use. I basically need to figure out how to dry it. And that filter that we made didn't seem to be the ticket. Also, that's a big ugly carburetor that doesn't work right now. The gasifier just can't, like, it doesn't change the fuel very fast. And it can't, like, and I can't adjust the valves, and I don't know how to anyways. So what I just did was we just got it to idle, and we just didn't touch anything. We just let it idle for about 8 minutes. And it just was really smooth. And so I had one set of valve positions to start it. And then after like a minute or two, I think, you know, the gasifier's like leveling in. I tweaked it just a little tiny bit. Then I put in the charger and it's running strong. So it's charging at 5 amps at 240 volts. That's 1200 watts right now. So 1.2 kilowatts. We are running.
That's awesome.
I think we figured something out. One of the problems is I can't change the rate that my charge controller draws current. I can set the level, but then it just like, when it turns on, it's just like, boom, 5 amps, or boom, 20 amps. So the generator would have to go from 0 to like 5 kilowatts. Like the gasifier would change and the valves would change, and it's too complex when it's that fast. If we can slowly like ramp it, then we can like maybe make adjustments if we need to. But this thing is working. This gasifier is running. The generator is running. We can actually charge the house. But this is not for the faint of heart. Like, I actually way underestimated the challenge about getting the generator to run in a real world application. So it's possible and it's gonna happen, but it's like less than straightforward. This is, I guess, as far as we're gonna go right now. We are gonna make another video where we actually get this thing reliably working. And then we're gonna start testing it. Like, how much firewood does it take and to make how much electricity? So we're gonna show you guys all of that in the next video. But in the meantime, come check this out. We're gonna do a post-mortem after that last run. What does this thing look like? What do you find, Christina? Oh yeah, just about burnt out, but just enough left over to get it started with charcoal. I'm gonna drain the condenser. This is where I had hoped we would find most of the water. Unfortunately, that is not most of the water, that's just some of it. That's a leak at the bottom of the filter housing. We got some work to do.